What is going on YouTube? Kagen Fishing here, and I know that you've noticed something a little different in the back of this picture. Of course, I always have the solo skiff pretty much anytime I go fish, but the other change is right there. Yep, I'm an owner of a truck now. I came across a crazy good deal and I couldn't pass it up. I basically got the truck for free. All I had to do was change out the motor and it's good to go. It's a lifted 4-wheel drive, so that's, you know, that's fun. Well, it is a pretty chilly, cloudy, kind of nasty looking day, but I figured I would give a shot back over at Swan Lake. Let's go and fish. This wind is definitely no joke today. I'm on the protected side and it's still blowing pretty good, but this whole side's protected. The solo skiff can easily handle a nice little chop, and it's cold, pretty chilly. I should have worn my lower bibs. I didn't today because I was thinking that it wasn't that bad. It's 50 degrees, I should have known better, but I've got my thermals on, so it's not too shabby. Oh man, it feels good to be back on the solo. It's been a while since I brought you guys a little video, and I'm just excited to just go play around and see what some fish are doing. So there's no real pressure or rush to fish today. I'm just kind of going out, enjoying a little morning fish. It would have been nice if the weather was a little better, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. All right guys, so I've arrived at Swan Lake and there's a lot more water in here than I thought that there would be. I should be able to work up in these little back lake areas where previously I haven't been able to lately. It's been so dang shallow. It's pretty nice. So I'm just gonna kind of work this entrance reef spot. Maybe hopefully pick up a bite. There we go, there's a fish. All right, dude. Just taking some blind casts along this. Oh, he came off. Oh my gosh, that is frustrating. That is frustrating. All right, cool. I know some fish are cruising this now. It's always a nice thing to know. That was a thump. There we go, now we got one. There we go. I felt that guy thump it. Woo, these got fight in them. Oh my gosh. Woo, this guy's fighting hard. Oh, this is a nice red right here. Oh my God. How did he come off? Oh my Lord. I don't know how they're coming off. That is flabbergasting. You broke the rattle on my jig. The hook's still straight. Weird. Well, there's redfish in here. That was a couple hookups and just a couple throws. So I'm gonna stay right here and keep working this little area. Man, oh man. All right, so no fish in this little hole. I'm gonna go back up and I'm gonna drift what I did earlier. See if I can't even talk, I'm so cold. To see if there's some redfish still holding up in that little pinch. Ah, it's cold. And after that drift, I think I'm gonna have to go in, fellers. But what I will do is I will do a full overview of my solo skiff rigging. So it'll actually be solo skiff rigging video number 2. And I'm pretty happy with how it's set up right now. I'm really happy actually with how it's set up, and I plan to keep it this way. I don't have any plans to add anything, so let's make that drift and then I'll see you guys back at the house. Hey, what's going on guys? So here is that solo skiff rigging update. So as you guys can see, I've got the front starport mount that is used for my GoPro that faces me. It works really good and it really captures whenever I want to talk and look at you guys from the skiff. I can immediately switch camera angles and really get that shot. Right here I have another Railblaza star mount. What I love about the star mounts is that they're really interchangeable. You can put anything here. You could take that out, put it in, but it is a paddle holder. But what I've done is back over here, rod holder on the smaller section of the Hobie H-rail system. So I can move it back and forth, I can detach it, but it works great. When I get to my destination, I keep my power pole on the skiff because it's an 8.5 foot pole. Now that I have a truck, I could throw it in the bed, maybe sideways, but it's just really convenient to be able to keep it on the skiff. So when I get to the spot, I stick the pole back in the power pole mount and I'm done. So whenever I take that out, I usually lay my rods, and you guys have seen this in video, and I'll lay them sideways. Whenever I fish out of the Solo, I like to stand up, I like to turn around, I like to cast in all different directions, and I really don't want to have to think about where my other rod is sticking up at. And you guys know that I just get way too excited whenever I'm fishing. So if I can lay my rods horizontal, it's perfect. I've got the little Hobie H-rail cup holder back here. It works really great. I set my coffee in the morning back there in a tumbler, and it stays. I've gone through some really, really rough waters, and it hasn't fallen out yet. Knock on wood, right? Of course, you see the tank. I've got the little tank strap. It's just purchased off Amazon. And then so moving towards the back, you guys have seen this. So this is my micro pole. I absolutely freaking love it. I personally made this whole rigging stand from angle aluminum, so it'll never rust. I should probably polish it up. It looks a little dirty, but hey, it's a skiff. It's meant to be fished. But yeah, I mean, this is super, super solid, and I know that it's secure and not going anywhere. I fastened it with this angle aluminum on each side down to the grab bar with just some U-bolts. Pretty simple. It took me a little while to figure out how I was gonna do it, but once I figured it out, it just bolted together, no problem. So I've got my transducer mounted right back here. You can see that it hangs, you know, midway down this back end, and I can idle around 3 to 4 miles an hour, and it gets a pretty darn good side scan image. Down scan's even better, but from the vibrations of the motor in the skiff, the side scan gets a little squirrely. It'll still show me depths perfectly, but it's not that beautiful, perfect side scan that you want. I can idle at 2 to 3 and it does it perfect, but 3 to 4 it gets a little fuzzy, and that's just kind of nitpicking at that point. So pretty much how I ran this cable, I'm coming from the transducer, I just came up to this side and I just ran the wire along the rail and then into my center hatch. I used some Flex Seal, just sealant on the inside. I just drilled a hole, run those wires in, and it's decently up. So if I have waves crashing in the back, I know that I sealed it and water's not gonna be pouring in anywhere. And some people really wanna mount their transducer against the plastic of their Solo. My only thing is, I hate the idea of leaks. I don't like it. And so that's why I mounted it this way. It's just clamped onto this back rail, and I don't have to worry about the part of my skiff that's in the water the most to start leaking. Because I definitely go on some pretty far trips, and if that was to leak on me, it wouldn't be good. I could get back, yeah, but I also keep really nice camera gear inside the hatch. And yeah, I don't want water getting there and ruining all my camera gear. So I know this entire hull is sealed, and it's good. All right, so how I ran my transducer wires was into the back of the hatch. I already showed you that. My battery sits in the hatch in one of these 4 little slots right here. And since it was already right here, I drilled a hole down into this upper area. So pretty much what I did is I used a coat hanger and ran my wires down and through. I mounted my Garmin fish finder right here. It slips on. This doesn't turn or move because I'm always going to be in the center of the skiff. I can tilt it up, so if I'm standing I can still see it, or if I'm sitting I can face it towards me. It works great. It's super low profile. I've never had anything hang up on it ever. And again, it's my whole idea of when you have a low profile boat, it's so you can just stand up and fish and turn and look all these different directions, and you're not worried about ruining some of your gear because something's sticking up. So I really like this setup, center and front, also because the V is so good. Even if I'm in some rough conditions, the waves, when they hit the nose, it deflects to the sides. So I've never had a wave get my fish finder wet, even though it's waterproof. But guys, you know, salt water, it's just terrible on the gear we use. I've got a rod holder here. Like I said, I've used Starport. Boom. I can take this guy and I can move it and I can put it back here if I wanted to. There's another Starport mount on the A-Trail, which gives you crazy versatility. I could add another rod holder there. I can move this one to the front. I mean, it's kind of endless, the possibilities with Starports. So that's why I put 2 up here, 1 on my A-Trail. All right guys, so right here on the A-Trail, I have, they call it the Hobie tackle bin, I think. It usually comes with another piece that sits on top. And mine did, but I took it off. Let me get my lures out of here. So what I do, I store my tackle boxes inside the Solo when I'm in transport. And then when I leave, like when I take off from the ramp, I take them out and it will perfectly hold two tackle boxes. It's the Plano Reds and they fit almost perfectly in there and they don't go anywhere. There's straps on here, so if you wanted to, you could strap them down and they really aren't going anywhere. But I found that with the weight of the hooks and lures that are in here, this guy isn't going anywhere. And again, it's on the A-Trail system, so I can take this guy off and put it to that side. All of this makes it so modular using the A-Trail system that you can really, even though you're screwing into your hull with 2 screws on each side, it makes it where you can interchange and swap out things if you don't like it. So that's what I really like about the Starports, is that if you don't like where your rod holder is, well, you didn't just mount a permanent rod holder and that's it. You can take it out, you can put something else there that'd be more functional for you. Same thing with the A-Trail system. This whole thing can come off. This, I can just have the rails. I could put 2 cup holders, rod holder. I mean, the possibilities are endless with how you want to customize how your skiff is rigged. But for me, having my tackle right here, easily accessible, I reach back, grab my bin, open it up, switch out my lures, throw the bin back in there. It's awesome. I'm not having to open my hatch. If it's raining, if it's storming, there's holes in the bottom of this, so it'll just drain straight out. And this has really just been an awesome setup for me to fish. And I'm lucky enough to kind of nail it the first time with a Solo, but that's why I went with the A-Trails in the back and the Starports in the front. It's because it gives you the options. If you don't like how you originally set it up, you can change it. And I think I'm pretty much where I want to be on rigging wise. I like to keep things simple, but at the same time usable and functional. And so I took the concept of the Solo skiff of being so simple, and I really wanted to stay in that realm. Keep it simple, stupid. The more stuff you have on, the more stuff you have to maintain, the more stuff you have go wrong potentially. And how I feel like I've rigged this, it's absolutely awesome. I think the more organized and the more ready you are to go fish, the easier it makes it to go fishing, so then the more you go fish. Alright guys, well that was my rigging video, part 2 of the Solo skiff. If you guys have any questions, definitely comment below. I'm interested in hearing your feedback, what you're working on with your Solo skiff, if you have one. Or if you're interested in getting one, do not hesitate to ask me questions. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the red button that says subscribe in the bottom, hit the bell, hit that I can't do it. Hit that subscribe button below, and also don't forget to press the bell notification icon. That lets you guys know when I upload a video that I uploaded a video. Sometimes I know that like I follow other channels and then I see stuff later. I'm like, how did I miss this? I didn't watch this. So hit that bell notification if you really enjoy and like to keep up with my videos. Thank you for watching another episode of Kagen Fishing. I'll catch you next time.